Young living every day, giving it to you and cutting straight. Now listen, if it's your first time watching my video and you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, click on the subscribe button. Subscribe to the channel. I appreciate that, y'all. Now moving forward, man, excuse me for the voice if I sound a little hoarse, overcome the bad little cold I got into. But y'all, today's topic, man made a list of women that men should never take on a date. Let's go over this list. Let's dive into it. Some men have now gotten together and made a list of the women men should never take on a date. Number one, single mothers.
Damn!
Well, I guess that's going to all depend on the guy, I think, say, a guy has worked extremely hard to build himself up in life, he's successful. He got his money on point, his mind on point, his body on point, meaning he's in shape, he's in the gym, he's active, he has a healthy, balanced diet, his money's together, he's in career field that he loves, or he owns his own business, he's confident, he keeps himself together, groomed, well shaved, very well articulate, he can articulate himself well, he's a very confident man, he's a very accomplished guy. Those guys are going to command a lot from the market because they had to do a lot of work to become who they are, and also he have all of the characteristics and all the traits that's needed to be a protector, a provider, etc. when it comes to the woman. So when you're dealing with those kind of guys, they're more than likely aren't going to date a woman with kids. Next is women with tattoos. That's tough. That's preference of guy too. I mean, again, you have to be a man with the abundance mindset who have actually done the work, who got the ability to be able to turn down a lot of women a woman with a lot of tattoos. Me personally, how many she got? Now, see if she have a lot of tattoos, because when a woman has a lot of tattoos, it kind of gives off, it can give off like, some kind of demonic, image, crazy. And then on top of that, we'll say like it depends on also where are the tattoos, because typically those women who get tattoos on their face, like teardrops or tats on their face, they close to their eye or eyebrows, those typically are girls who've been involved in some very wild times in life, whether it's crime or very toxic females, more than likely. I'm not saying all, but most of the time, yeah. But it depends, because if she got a tattoo that can be covered up easily, like as far as putting on clothes, or maybe the little tattoo on the foot, like the women who got like the little tattoo right there, right there on the little foot right there, like maybe it's her name or something. It's a little tattoo right there on the foot. I think that's attractive. I think it's sexy. But anything that's like all on her hands, her neck, or her face, it's a no-go. So it all depends for me. Some guys might say tramp stamps. I don't know. I've dated females who got what you might consider to be a tramp stamp, and they, was a great woman, very loyal and faithful to me. So I can't really go off that. But I mean, preference for every guy, depends. Next would be women who dress like this in public. When they say women that dress like this in public, now if you specifically talking about women who she wears very provocative clothing. She's dressed like she strips. She dressed like she's an escort. She dressed like she's a 304. She dressed like she's promiscuous, like she's for the streets, like she's community property. Then that, yeah, 100%, that's definitely a girl that I probably won't take serious, because it don't necessarily have to mean that she is like that per se. You know what I'm saying? Maybe she's not like that. But it's other indications also, things like, it attracts more danger when you come to very, very aggressive males. He could put you in a very compromised situation when you find yourself having to defend this female over some crazy lunatic based upon the way she dressed. It also gives off, a need for attention. Typically, girls that dress very provocative like that, they cry about the kind of attention they got, but they like the attention. They like to see other men want them. So it's kind of like that want to be seen and need and cry for attention, like I said. So for me, it's a big no-no. It's just a red flag. Yeah, it definitely can symbolize that you're for the streets, even if you're not, because you're wearing the 304 clothing and you're putting yourself in compromising positions, as I said. That's my take on that one. Sex worker, OnlyFans, that's a no.
Oh, hell no.
What'd you say? Actresses. If they meant to say waitress or something right there on that list, I'm not sure. Actresses, strippers, that's a no-go. Call girls, that's obviously a no. Escorts, that's a no. Escorts, they specifically sell their body in exchange for currency. That's a no. Instagram models, nope. Bottle girls, nope. Nope, etc. I can get that. Women with the IG page, that's where I'm gonna have to disagree right there. That's extreme because there are some girls on IG. I've dated women that's on IG. I have family members like females that's on IG. They actually have IG pages, but they're not actually active on them. They just got them. If you look at some of their IG pages, you can see they probably haven't posted a picture in the last year or so. So some girls got it, but they're not really active on Instagram like that. So I can't necessarily say that. And then they might actually have a very respectful page where they're not posting clothes of themselves half naked. So that's what I say about that one. Next one is women with 9-ear piercings. Never seen that before. 9-ear piercings. What does that look like? Let me look, guys. 9-ear piercings. Oh, okay. It looks something like this, I guess. Y'all probably can't see that from here, but like something like that. Yeah. The 9 piercing. I don't know about that. That's not one I actually thought about at all. Like I never thought about that, man. The 9-ear piercing. If y'all know anything about that, the 9-ear piercing, when this video air, leave something in the comments. Let me know. Women with purple hair, yeah, that's a no-go for me. I don't like girls with all those crazy colors, the green wigs and the yellow wigs and the orange wigs and the purple wigs. A lot of those girls who have like purple hair tend to be like really liberal left girls, really like feminist type of females who think men and women is equal and all this other stuff. As far as the way that we bring value to society, I'm not into that purple hair, I would say. Like I said, all them crazy colors, that's not a thing I'm into at all neither. It definitely gives off different kind of vibes. Yeah, I ain't into that. Next one, another one is women with Hawks friends, if that's how you pronounce it, Hawks friends.
Hell no, to the no, no, no. Hell to the no, hell to the no, to the no, no, no. Hell no, no.
Nah, say she got those kind of friends in her life, that's 100% gonna be a red flag because a lot of women are heavily influenced by what their other friends do, heavily influenced. Me personally, that don't always necessarily mean that you got a bad girl, but that just means that she does a bad job at picking the right people to be friends. And I know a lot of times girls will be like, they take up for other girls because they're like, oh, well, I've known her since I was young. I don't go by, I know her for 20 years and how all this other stuff. One thing that Fabulous, the rapper, said, the artist said, let me repeat myself. He said, never trust the length of a relationship over the strength of a relationship. Because ones that knew you long can still do you wrong. If you don't know by now, you better get your Google on. And a lot of times, I can't say all, but a lot of these women go off the length instead of the strength of the relationship. And a lot of women around them give them bad advice. So Hawks friends, that's an absolute red flag for me. Because you're constantly going to be influenced by bad behavior. Yeah. Models who market to men. I don't know much about that industry per se, but yes, they definitely do model to men. So, I can see how that could be a red flag to guys. It just depends, what kind of modeling is she doing? Like, is she showing a lot of skin? Like what's her industry like? It just, that's a different one right there. Women who travel regularly. Yeah, that's a red flag for me. A woman that like been abroad and she'd have been to all these countries and she travel like regularly, but not even just women who travel regularly, but women who also travel alone. Those women who they travel the world by themselves. Those typically usually are free-spirited type of girls. Nothing wrong with traveling. I can see a girl like, I travel the world with my mom's, my father, my family. Family travels I get, but like just that solo or me and my girls just always out. Because I'm gonna tell you guys, I done been to countries, I done been around, I done seen some things. Even living in the city where there's a lot of we could say bachelorette parties. You see a lot of women do things, you know, on these bachelorette weekends. You see a lot of stuff going on. A lot of women about to get married, literally going to get married, and to go out, be kissing on dudes and getting stroked, you know, getting them sugar walls tapped, dude touching the back of her oven with passion, stroking until she busts and faint, and then turn around and go marry her husband and act like ain't nothing happened. So yeah, them trips, oh nah, absolutely not. Red flag, I agree. Women who drink liquor regularly, that's also a red flag too. That's also a red flag, because typically a lot of times when people drink all the time, alcoholics, they're typically hiding and trying to shield problems and trauma that they have. Most people that are on like some kind of drug or some alcohol are typically people who can't cope with reality. They got a whole lot of demons that they battle, and they keep trying to drink or trying to, you know, use some kind of drug to, like, you know, shield what they're dealing with. Like, absolutely not. That's not nobody that I would personally deal with. That's definitely a red flag. Typically girls that drink a lot, or girls that be in the clubs a lot, and a lot of times they'll typically be girls who are for the streets. Not all girls, but most girls who drink a lot typically are very promiscuous girls, and they've been ran through. That's just the truth. They just got a lot of stuff they be dealing with, a lot of trauma, a lot of mental and emotional damage.
Emotional damage.
Women with weak/absent fathers. Yeah, I could agree with that, because it's not, like I always say, it's not just having a strong dad in your life. Not just having a dad in your life. It's having a strong father in your life who has shown examples of him leading her mother, because that's the first man that a woman follows in her life. What's supposed to be the first man is her dad, you know, and that's why some girls, you know, who don't have dads in their lives, never had a strong father in their life who instilled certain morals and principles and values into their life, they're going to have a problem with taking submission from a guy. That's why it's a foreign concept, because they never seen it being done before. So I agree with that one. Women who live alone. Now, that's extreme, but I do get what guys can be saying, because I guess men looking at it like, well, I know for sure, right? In Latin America, a lot of times, women typically live, I know in Colombia specifically, women typically live with their mothers and dads until they meet their husband. So guys are typically, I guess they might be saying that maybe they might mitigate risks as far as her going out, exercising the right to sleep with a lot of different guys. But it's two parts to that too, because it's like, okay, what if she lived with both her parents and she got a key and they allow her to come to the house at 2:00 in the morning? Because you do have some girls who do live with their parents and they can't do the dirt at home, but they'll do the dirt outside. But I do understand by him, a man saying if she lived with her parents, she can't do as much dirt. But if she have as much freedom to come in when she wants, she can. So I don't know about that one, you know, because you have some women that live alone, they ain't necessarily out there getting ran through. So they trying to say women that typically got more freedom and live alone got the opportunity openly to go out and just, you know, invite guys over and get stroked by them. They do, but there are a demographic of women who live alone, and that's a form of showing that they're responsible and they know how to balance money well, you know, because I think when a woman live alone, I can see how she manage money. I don't care about necessarily how much money she makes. It's about how she manage what she gets. What do she prioritize with her money? Because when you see how she spend money, it lets you know what she prioritizes. Is the most important things is making sure that she keep her bills paid. Is she saving money? You know, like, what is she prioritizing her money on? And on top of that, I guess obviously you got some women, like I said, that are responsible, who live alone, who ain't been ran through and they live, you know. So it all depends on the female. That one's a little extreme for me. I would have to do a case-to-case basis with that one. Women with party voice, yeah. Well, obviously, say she got a party voice and she actually parties. You know, she actually goes out. I hate to say it. I had a point in my life where I was into clubs and stuff like that. And I know women that typically are in clubs all the times are typically usually 304s. They're usually for the streets. They usually are promiscuous. It's very few girls who always in the club with the party voice, always drinking all the time, but she ain't promiscuous. And if she ain't promiscuous, She loves attention. And women who love attention and feel the need to always be seen are also red flags as well. But from my, just knowing, being in clubs, most men know, most women who are always at the club, party boys, drinking, are typically been ran through. They for the streets, community property. That is a red flag. Women on dating apps. Now that's an extreme right there. Some guys got different, theories about dating apps. I don't see nothing wrong with dating apps. I think as a guy, you should open yourself up to as many different opportunities as you can get. Whatever your objective is when it comes to a female, you should definitely use every different outlet that you can, because you put yourself in a position to be able to have more access. I don't think you should be closed off. Some guys are against dating apps. I think dating apps work fine if you know how to work them. Your pictures on point. You got pictures that symbolize what your lifestyle is like. You got a good bio. It's not too long, not too crazy. You ain't in there talking about I'm just on here, I'm just on here looking for friends and to see what happened. When you start to hint to females that you just looking for one thing, they're gonna automatically exit. So dating apps work if you got the right profile, your bio's on point, your pictures are on point, and you got a profile that implicates what your life is. You got a profile that embodies what your life is about. I always say professional pictures should be taken, man. Get you some professional pictures if we're gonna speak on dating apps. But I think dating apps work fine. You should do. Some guys don't believe in that. I think cold approach is a good way too, man. Dating apps, cold approach. You should open yourself up to different ways. That's extreme. I met some very great women in my life on dating apps, so I can't say that. Some real good women, probably women that most guys haven't had the chance to meet before. I'll put it to you this way. I used to, I remember I dated a Chinese girl. I ain't talking about a Chinese American girl. I'm talking about literally a girl from China, for real. Met her off a dating app, and she was a good girl. Just at the time, I was just on a different kind of time, and I wasn't stopping. But yeah. So dating apps is okay, man. Women who have been on Fresh and Fit. I don't know about that one, man. Some people would complain that Fresh and Fit just only bring ratchet girls on there, but that's not true. I've watched this show in the past, and I've seen episodes where they bring different women from different backgrounds, educated women, master's degrees, bachelor's degrees, very educated women who can articulate themselves well, high IQ levels. So I think people just see the thing. I think what they show sometimes, people only see like little clips on TikTok or Twitter or something like that, and they run with it. I don't think they really watch their show like that, because people that really have seen a show know that they bring women of different backgrounds on there. As far as not dating a girl on there, if that means if they're trying to say because the girls are ratchet and ghetto, I don't know. I can't say necessarily I wouldn't date a girl that's been on Fresh and Fit, but I would definitely have to vet a lot more thorough and make sure that they ain't for the streets and they ain't been splashed on like Michael Phelps. I would say that. Women with lists. Yeah, that is a red flag too, because whether you've been on dating apps or in person or you talk to girls, and whenever you hear that, if he still in prison, but he got a dating profile, red flag. If he drive a black BMW, big body, and he always got on designer, red flag. If he tall with muscles and he got tattoos, red flag. If he live in this area, red flag. If he always smooth and know all the right things to say, red flag. If he always trying to dodge me, red flag. If whenever you text him, he don't respond in this amount of time, red flag. If he say he still live with his baby mama, but he ain't sleeping with her, red flag. Yeah, you gotta dodge that girl. Translation: these are all the type of men I dated. They splashed on me and they dashed on me, so I gotta pass on them. Now all of a sudden that I've got the experience from those guys. Yeah, that's a red flag. Women who have been engaged. That's a different one right there. It's going to depend on the situation, I would say. It's going to depend, because it's like, okay, who called up the engagement? Was it him? Was it you? Why did it happen? And you having concrete evidence and knowing why it didn't happen. Whether it could be extreme, you know. If she had concrete evidence, oh, he did XYZ, you can't just be telling me something. I need concrete evidence. I need to know exactly what was being done, you know, and be able to see that. Depending on what it is. Was I can't use the word, y'all, but the A word, you know, putting his hands on you. Is it any concrete evidence of these things happening? Because we know nowadays you got some of these women running out here lying and saying guys did stuff that they didn't do. So, you know, women, you got to be real when you're speaking about this. I would have to see exactly what the reason was behind it. It had to be a legitimate reason, and then I would still vet her, and it still would raise awareness to me. You know, I would have to vet her very thorough. I don't know. Divorcees, again, and go back to what I said, you know, how old is she? Do she have kids? How long was y'all married? Why did the marriage end? Did he end it? Did you end it? Why did you decide to end it? You know, because it's a lot of red flags in that too. It could be red flags. And typically when women bring enough value to a man's life, undeniable, when I say tangible value to a man's life, more than likely he'll hold on to her. No matter how many girls he got in rotation, he's going to keep her there. So it's like, why did he leave you? Why did he want to leave you? You know, it's got to be some reason why he wanted to leave. Men typically don't leave. You know, women are leaving at a higher rate than men. What, 70 to 80% of women initiate divorces and marriages now? If she left, what is she leaving for? You know, or did it just get bored? It wasn't fun no more. You didn't work through it. How long was y'all married? At what point in time did you decide you? It's a lot of different questions that got to go into that. Is it kids in the play again? I don't know, man. It's gonna say I dealt with a woman that was divorced. Man, it had to be a really rare occasion, and it had to be some concrete evidence of a really legitimate reason for you being divorced. I would say that. Or you know, her being divorced. I would just say that, man. That's definitely will raise suspicion on divorce. I would say that. This one is different. American Black women. Damn. Woo. Man, them boys right there want the sisterhood to come full effect, rampage mode. American Black women. Nah, I can't advocate for that one. You know, I hold everybody accountable, and you know, there are examples of bad American Black women, but I gotta be honest, I've been with some very great Black women, American Black women in my life. I will say in general, not Black American women in general. Obviously, we know, like, you know, when I say passport going overseas, you get an abundance of feminine, cooperative women who come from two-parent households that aren't actually poor, because not Black American women, a lot of women try to shame them, but we'll just say in general, right? I've met some really good Black American women. That's been my anecdotal experience, but some guys probably didn't get the same experience as me, you know? So I can't say that. I think this is going to depend on the guy, where he at in his life, where he live, and his personal experience, whether or not he decide he want to date Black American women. But like I said, I've dated a lot of Black American women in my life. Yeah, didn't give me no problems. Shoot, maybe I was the problem at the time, if we want to be all the way honest. That's just me being accountable. So I can't necessarily say that. I can't go with American Black women. I don't know, man. Because I do think certain states be having a lot of bad behavior. Like even in Miami, a lot of those Miami girls are really, really materialistic and delusional. And I'm not saying they got those women all over the world, but if you go to other states and different places, you know, you might be able to find more wholesome type of girls. It definitely depends on where you at, you know, when it comes to the States. I'm gonna just say that. It ain't easy to find good women. I'm not gonna say it is. But I can't necessarily say American Black women. That's a very bold statement. You know, I can't put that on all Black American women. I just can't. Women raised in the West, again, man, it's all about a man's personal experience, where he grew up at, where he lived, you know, where you at currently? Because I strongly believe, like, right, I'm not a huge advocate for the states per se, but I do agree that if you do the work to improve yourself, you would definitely get some you would definitely get some better experiences when it comes to women in the States. You know, when I say financially improving yourself, mentally, you know, like I said, when I say mentally, having your mind on point, your body on point physically, you being in top tier shape, you being able to articulate yourself, you got great communication skills, you know, you learn how to flirt, you know, you become confident because when you accomplish things, you become more confident in yourself. And that energy just spills out in you and people gravitate towards it. You know, these type of things, skin routine, your diet, you know, keeping yourself groomed, everything as a guy, when you do all the work to improve yourself and push it as far as you can, you most certainly gonna get some kind of results. So I can't say all women, but I will say there is a large percentage of women in the rest that are ruined. I will say that they are ruined. And I will say, as a guy, you definitely need to become the best version of yourself so that you can get the pick of the litter. Because it's only but so many good women available in the States. And it's going to depend on you as a guy, you know. And another thing before I say that, I don't want to go off the tangent, but I will say it also, as a dude, you have to know your market, what women that you appeal to. That's important. You need to know what women that you appeal to the most. If you mostly getting overweight beluga whales, it's probably you gotta do more work. It could be the area you in, or you gotta do more work on yourself. I don't know. Maybe you're not in the best shape. Maybe your hair ain't groomed. Maybe your confidence ain't on point. Maybe, I don't know, on day naps you didn't take the best pictures. You didn't get professional pictures taken. It's something that you ain't doing, you know. Peace. It's a small percentage of women that are still out there that are good ones that's left. It's just that if you ain't in a certain bracket, more than likely you probably won't be able to, you won't run across it a lot of times. So again, man, very small percentage of women in the West are going to be good women who are actually suitable and qualified for boyfriend, set, marriage, and family. Because a lot of these girls be getting ran through. That's the truth. America is the example that these women have as far as women to follow aren't good examples. Especially if you want to talk about music, these videos and these movies that they coming out with, they aren't showing great examples of women, that are good role models to women. So yeah, the West is pretty screwed when it comes to that. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. That's why I always tell. That's why before I get done with this, why I always tell, man, get your passport. This is why I say get your passport, because once you see it, you can't unsee it. I say that because when you see the abundance of beautiful, feminine, cooperative women that are actually genuine, not the girls who trying to finesse you out of some money because you're trying to be somebody that you're not. I'm talking about the women who are feminine, cooperative, who are genuinely good women that come from two-parent households overseas. Once you see that in abundance, you cannot unsee it. When you go back to state any bad habits you had of having zero to no standards and accepting women that wasn't qualified to be in your life, it will be over with right there. It'll be over with. So I think it's important for men to do that, man. And that's all I'll say about as far as women raised in the West. That's how the game go, man. We got to level up in life and become the best version of ourselves, because if we don't become the best version of ourselves, guess what happened to men who don't become the best version of yourself? You get the women that people like Future, Drake, Idris Elba, whoever, any of these guys, the basketball players that is splashed on, sweated all on, pistol whip with his dick, you get the leftovers. Once they've been skeeted on, splashed on, used up, ran through the ringer, and they got 2-3 kids and they damaged, a little overweight, then they want the guys who ain't do the work on themselves. You get the nasty, dirty leftovers. This is what happened to you as a man when you don't work on yourself. This is why it's very important to work on yourself, man. Become the best version of yourself. That's why I say get your money on point, get your mind on point, get your body on point, develop them social skills, and get you a passport. Because you can't just skip those steps and then go get the passport. You need to prepare yourself before you get it. Because if you get over there and you sweet and open, they're going to finesse you. and take you up top. Because one thing I will tell you about women in Colombia specifically, you know, the bad girls that get you, they play that game. They play the game a lot better than these women do in the States. They'll get you real good, very well. I would say you have to be on point, man. You have to be on point before you decide to get that passport and just run over there. But that's all I got to say about this video, y'all. Listen, let me know what you guys think about this list. Where are things that on this list that you agree with? What is things on this list that you do not agree with? Write it in the comments, y'all. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what y'all think. I want to hear y'all comments and what y'all got to say inside the comments, man. Tell a friend, to tell a friend, to tell another friend. Listen, I'll see you in the next video. I'm out.
Yeah, got the streets on fire, feel the heat, the Wayne Wade. Ain't never had no handouts, put in work, I'm self-made. Superhero strength, I got the power, Luke Cage. Flexing on them haters like Drake. This is real rap, no cap. Bust it down like